Last week, I talked about some local things to do here in Michigan, and this time I'd like to expand a little bit further out to go to one of my most favorite places in the entire world, which is Mackinac Island. And if you haven't been to Mackinac Island, the nice thing about it is that you have a couple options. You have a day trip you can take, and then you have the overnight. And I think if you can swing the overnight, there's quite a few places to stay. It's absolutely magical after the last boat leaves at 8 o'clock. Because if you're not familiar with Mackinac Island, there are no cars that are allowed. It's all horse and buggy, and it just takes on a magical feel once everybody leaves at 8 o'clock. So if you can stay overnight, great. If you can't, still get there because it's just a wonderful place to visit. And when you go up to Mackinac Island, you really got to cross the bridge. The Mackinac Bridge is just a stunning structure. The views that you have of Lake Huron and Lake Michigan, along with the islands, is just wonderful. Here's a site that I went to that you can actually see the webcam if you want to see what the traffic is. Looks like it's a little overcast up there today, but it's actually a fantastic trip. It's 5 mile long bridge, and there's great road. There's two graded lanes in the middle to help the air flow that comes across the straits. So that kind of freaks some people out sometimes, but so I'll give you a little heads up. But you can actually pay someone to actually drive you across if you want. But it's just a wonderful trip to take you to St. Ignace. Then you can take a ferry and get over to Mackinac Island. Something that Callie and I did just recently, as I talked about a little bit last week, was the Macomb Orchard Trail. It's one of our favorite trails around to do biking. And this time we started off in Armada, I should say. Where did I come up with that? Armada. And we drove to Richmond, or rode to Richmond. It's about 7 miles, so it's about 14 miles round trip. We make it a little bit longer, go by going a little bit further this way. And what I like about this part of the trail is that it's a lot of shade. So when we biked on Sunday, it was like the upper 80s, but it was really very pleasant because of the shade. So that's a great part of the trip to go to. Now, way down in the bottom left is Stoney Creek, and you can get into Stoney Creek off the trail and get in. You don't have to pay when you do it that way, but you can go into Stony Creek. And if you haven't been to Stony Creek, it's at like the end of DeQuinder Road, but it's a really nice park. Has the Stony Creek, the lake that's there, and if you do biking, it's at 8 mile. I'm sorry, it's 6 miles around, and it's a lot of undulating ground. So it's kind of a fun one to go to. You have the ups and downs. But you have some really beautiful areas to go to. You have the swimming you can do. There's a lot of people fishing at the sailboats. Um, but it's a great place to do. It's $10 to get in for a day pass. I think it's 40 if you want an annual pass at all the metro parks. You want to stay local again, go down to Belle Isle. And if you go to Belle Isle, I just suggest you try to get there if you're going on the weekend before noon because it gets really super busy. But this area of the island is really nice. It's a old off gardens. I'm probably saying it wrong, but he's a world renowned person who does garden, and this is really fun to go to see what's growing. You actually have they put this in last year, just a walking path out through the meadow, and then over here you have the Detroit River, and then over here you have Windsor, and it's just a real fun place to go to if you like gardening, and it's yeah, take a peek. At the end of the day, after you've done some of all that work, it's time to eat. So why don't we go to Firebird? There's two locations, one in Detroit. So you happen to be down at the Belle Isle, go here. If you're up at Stony Creek, go to the one location in Troy. And what I like about the Firebird is that they're open to 10, at least the kitchen is. The bar's open later. The food's always very good. I like the vegetarian pizza. Colleen likes the chicken Caesar salad, and Laurel really enjoys the Firebird sandwich. But it's really good food, great time, and again, they're open later than a lot of places around town. And also, if you can have your drink there because they have a nice, it's a tavern because it's a bar there as well. And if you want to go, if you're in Detroit, stay down there and go to Sugar House, one of my favorite places. Now, kind of on a market update, if you find yourself in a situation where you have $30,000 of debt amongst, like, say, four trade lines or four different accounts, like maybe a couple cars, student loans, credit cards, that's in excess of $30,000, and you don't want to refinance because you're sitting on a low rate, there is another option out there that you can pay things off considerably faster. There's a lot of mathematics with this, but it's amazing to see how this works. If you'd like to get that paid off sooner, I can show you the options there and help you out because that's my job. I help you get into the house with the mortgage. I want to make sure you stay in the house, and I want to make sure I help you in your financial needs as time goes by. So if you're north of $30,000 and you want to kind of eliminate that quickly, give me a call. And if I can ask you a big favor when you're talking to your friends, family, or coworkers uh, who might be looking to buy, sell, or refinance, if you could put them in contact with me, I'd greatly appreciate it. all my business for the most part is on referrals. And in this market, especially, I could use all the help that's out there. Hope you have a great day, and I'll look forward to sending you out something again next week. Goodbye.